And we'll begin with the latest information coming in on the Kathua terrorist attack. Army and Special Operation Commandos have been placed near the Raj Bagh Police Station. Intermittent firing is presently on from the terrorist site. Sources say few terrorists may have entered the police station. Remember, 3 militants landed an attack this morning, launched an attack in fact on the Raj Bagh Police Station in Kathua district of Jammu and Kashmir. This particular police station is about 12 kilometers away from the international border. 2 policemen have been killed in the attack. More than 20 CRPF Jawans were stationed in the police station at the time of the attack. 3 of those Jawans are injured. They have been taken to a local hospital. The police has in fact encircled this entire area of the Raj Bagh Police Station, as though you can see in those visuals. But the most alarming bit is the information that we are getting that there are 3 or 4 terrorists who are still on the loose. One does not know where exactly they are. They are still on the loose. The police is in fact trying to find out and trying to identify where they are, zero in on them and perhaps limit the damage that they might cause. That's the latest that we are getting at this moment. Let's go across to Ashwini at this moment. Ashwini, what is the latest that you are hearing at this moment?
Yeah, army has cordoned the area and they are just closing the cordon area, and there is no firing from the militant side from the inside the police station, and the militants are holed up inside, and this is a very pathetic situation inside the police station. Bodies are seen inside the police station, and there are reports that casualty may increase because the police family quarters are there. Family quarters are there. Around 16 family quarters are there. How many they have a family with them, nobody knows it, because the police is the maximum alert, and they are just clearing the area so that the army can go inside the family quarters also. But they don't want to fire on the militant because there may be a casualty on the police side, and that is the reason the operation there, because they have a maximum time to operate the area, because the families, they have to first remove the families from the area, and other things, the more forces are rushed there from the nearby Samba and Jammu area. DIG Jammu, Shakil Beg and Danish Rana IG Jammu, they have rushed spot and they are operating the area. The police has cordoned the area, and they are just alerted the other schools and colleges also, because there may be some sneak from the reports on the sneak of the militant from the police station to other area, but that is false information. That has been confirmed by the police and the army people that there was a report that some terrorists may have gone in the Jalachak area on the Jammu-Pathankot highway. The Jammu-Pathankot highway has been sealed, and the movement of the pilgrims have been stopped from the Punjab area and the Jammu area also. We can see hundreds of vehicles on the highway, and the passengers are just waiting outside the area, and so that there will be green signal from the police and the security forces that they can move on the highway. But hundreds of vehicles, buses and light motor vehicles, they have been kept stranded there, and they are not allowed from the Jammu, Samba, Kathua area towards the encounter site. Yeah.
Ashwini, we are waiting for you to reach the Kathua region so that you can send us a ground report. We'll let you go at this moment, but that's the latest that Ashwini is telling us. Also, a bit of information that we are getting at this moment is that at present, a proposal is under discussion to denotify the Disturbed Areas Act, a prerequisite for the withdrawal of the Armed Forces Special Act from Kathua and Samba regions. To begin with, Western Army Commander was actually in Jammu only yesterday to oversee the operations and preparedness and have discussion over the Armed Forces Special Powers Act. We are now joined in by Gaurav Sawant as well as Atir Khan from New Delhi. Gaurav, on this particular information that we have just got, I mean, it's strange that only yesterday the Western Army Commander was there to oversee the preparedness, and only today you have such a massive terror attack, the first that this present dispensation has actually seen.
Well, this is the third such attack that has taken place. In fact, Jammu and Kashmir former Chief Minister Omar Abdullah, he's tweeted about how terrorists sneak across from across the international border like they did twice in the past. But if I could give you the latest first, Army Special Forces are reaching this Raj Bagh police station. While there are 3 layers of security that have been deployed in this area, what the army will then do is mount a surgical operation. If required, they will bring in armored personal carriers to take them inside to avoid collateral damage and protection to own troops. I've just spoken to a very senior army officer who will be looking after a part of this operation, and he said the aim is to avoid collateral damage. The police and the CRPF have surrounded this area. The effort is to ensure that terrorists don't sneak out, but there are 16 family quarters inside this premises. You have police families and CRPF personnel, some with families, living inside this premises, and collateral damage is something that they want to avoid. There is a pattern to these attacks. Whether or not it can be linked to the Armed Forces Special Powers Act is too premature at this point.
Coming in at this moment, we'll take that breaking news and then go across to Atir Khan. Now, the latest that we are getting is that Home Minister Rajnath Singh has spoken to the DGP of Jammu and Kashmir and heads of other security agencies after the terror strike in Kathua. The Union Home Minister has instructed the Home Secretary to actively monitor the situation. The MHA is in touch with the agencies of Jammu and Kashmir. Atir Khan now joins us from the national capital. Atir, just take us through how the Home Ministry is monitoring this entire situation.
Well, the Home Ministry is really concerned about this incident since this is for the first time after formation of BJP-PDP government. A terrorist attack has taken. There were terror strikes during elections, but this is for the first time. And also, Sanket, ever since Masarat Alam had been released, the Home Ministry is closely monitoring the situation in Jammu and Kashmir. And it was only yesterday that the Home Minister had said that Pakistan should stop the proxy war, and terror outfits like Lashkar-e-Toiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed are being used to create problem in the area. And since this incident has happened only 12 kilometers from the international border, the Home Minister himself had called the DGP and he took stock of the situation, and he's also directed the Home Secretary to closely monitor the situation and provide all necessary help if required. Sanket?
Absolutely, but Gaurav, you know, the one major concern at this moment, the terrorists who are holed up inside Raj Bagh police post is something which is known. Gaurav, what is not known and which is the most scary, especially at a time when children are in school, there are colleges, there are other institutions and establishments in and around Kathua, is the fact that there are at least, and agencies say at least 2 to 3 militants, and there's absolutely no clue where they are right now.
Well, there was some apprehension which hasn't been borne out by facts on ground just as yet. But as you rightly pointed out, yes, there are apprehensions that the terrorists were in a larger group. They split. One group went inside the Raj Bagh police station and the other could be heading out in some other direction, and that is exactly why this entire area is now being cordoned off, and the emergency services are asking people to stay off roads. What is also extremely crucial, a large number of pilgrims at this point of time are going to Mata Vaishno Devi temple, and Kathua is the route that is taken to go to then Jammu, Katra and the Vaishno Devi temple. So a large number of pilgrims, and the emotional impact, God forbid, should something happen, would be immense. That is why at this stage the security forces are asking people to clear out. Suspicious movement is being monitored, and there are multiple agencies, Sanket, who are engaged in this anti-terror operation. Army is a very small part of it. There is the Jammu and Kashmir Police, there is the CRP, there are other intelligence agencies that are monitoring satellite intelligence, other communication intelligence. A lot of operations are currently being undertaken at this point of time, but inside this police station, one civilian is grievously injured. He can be seen.
Absolutely.
One policeman is killed and several families perhaps trapped.
Okay, some more breaking news coming in at this moment. 2 policemen have been killed, as we have been reporting, in a terror strike at a police station in Kathua in Jammu. The incident occurred when terrorists stormed a police station in Raj Bagh in Kathua district. Reports say that 2 to 3 terrorists could be involved in this particular attack. But the latest that we are getting in, and Ashraf also joins us from Srinagar, the latest that we are getting in is that as many as 9 CRPF Jawans are injured. There are 9 injuries at this moment. The initial figure was 3. Ashraf, what more details are you getting? And also, this is the first major Fidayeen attack that has taken place ever since the new establishment actually took over. What really are you hearing from the present political dispensation?
Yes, Ankit, basically this is the kind of terror attack which has been launched across the border, and probably the terrorists which are involved in this attack have crossed the international border, which is just 15 kilometers away from the spot where this whole operation is underway. As you mentioned, three heavily armed militants, or we can say the part of suicide terror group, are involved in this attack, who had come in the combat dress of army uniform and then entered this police station, which is in the outskirts of the Kathua city, Raj Bagh, and they entered inside. First, initially what reports we are getting, that entering at the Santri post, they first killed 2 policemen who were guarding the police post, then they are inside the police post. But big of the worry here is that there are at least 18 family quarters of the police personnel inside this complex, and there are many more women, children in those family quarters, which are the families of the police personnel and police officers which are posted there. That is the big worry and big concern for the security agencies who are operating in the operation. They want to minimize the casualties of the civilians particularly, and the gunfire is still going on. There are some reports that probably one terrorist might have been killed in the operation, which was launched jointly by the police, CRPF and army. On the spot they are in it, but basically the firing is going on there. As far as this is the first major terror attack after the formation of new state government here in the Jammu and Kashmir state, BJP and PDP coalition, and the government is so far performing from the Jammu, because it is the summer capital, it is the winter capital of the state, and they are performing from that place only, and only few days has just passed the functioning of new government, and in that formation this terror attack could justly be a kind of a new challenge for the government.
Absolutely,
as well as for the
not a new
agencies.
challenge, but a major challenge for this particular establishment, particularly the sort of the situation that is presently in Jammu and Kashmir, extremely volatile. Gaurav Sawant, Atir Khan as well as Ashraf Wani, do stay on with us. We'll stay on top of this particular story, because this is going to remain the big focus here on Headlines Today all through the morning. In fact, let's just quickly tell you and take you through what exactly has happened since morning. The Kathua attack that has taken place, the top 10 developments that we are in fact summing up for our viewers at this moment. The attack has taken place in Kathua. Now this is the southernmost tip in Jammu and Kashmir, in the Jammu region. Number one, terrorists sneaked in from the international border in Harichak. That's the information that we got early this morning. Development number 2, the attackers divided themselves in 2 groups. So one group entered that Raj Bagh police post, the other we still do not know. There is an apprehension that they are on the loose at this moment. Number 3, terrorists arrived in a white Mahindra Bolero. So that is the information that so far we have, that these terrorists arrived in a white Mahindra Bolero. A few of them got down, entered this particular police post, and others fled. Development number 4, terrorists in full Fidayeen gear, armed with AK-47s and grenades. So they are heavily armed at this moment, these particular terrorists. Development number 5, attackers first killed the guard of the Raj Bagh police post in Kathua. That's what they did the moment they landed at the Raj Bagh post. Let's look at the next development. Development number 6, family quarters are inside this particular Raj Bagh post, the police station. More casualties are feared. Remember, the casualty figure as of now, what we know is 2 police officials have been killed, confirmed dead, and then there are close to 9 injured, including CRPF Jawans. Development number 7, counter-terror operations have now been launched. Reinforcements have been rushed from Jammu and Samba. As Gaurav Sawant was telling us, that army is also planning to carry out surgical strikes in that particular area. They're strategizing at this moment. Development number 8, Jammu Pathankot National Highway has been shut down. Remember, it's very, very crucial because this is festivity season. A lot of people are presently going towards the Vaishno Devi shrine. So it's very important to shut down that highway so that civilian casualties is not high or not reported at all and can be contained. Development number 9, vehicular movement has been suspended on the Madhavpur bridge linking Jammu to Punjab. That's also a development that has taken place. And last, development number 10, BSF, or the Border Security Force surveillance along the international border has been increased. So this is Headlines Today, summing up the developments that have taken place since morning, the 10 big developments that have taken place as far as the Kathua terror strike is concerned. The biggest challenge at this moment, not just for the Jammu and Kashmir establishment, but also for the central government.